everyone. Welcome to the Rachel Pontillo Show. I am here with my student, Tasha Hetke, and she is one of my, I don't want to say longest term students, but you've been a part of the Create Your Skincare family for a long time. And the reason you're here today is because, well, for two things. We're going to share your Create Your Skincare story, but we're also going to talk about your beautiful new brand, Native2Nature. Thank you for being here, Tasha. Thank you so much, first of all, for being part of the Create Your Skincare family and for taking the time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure. So you've been with the Create Your Skincare family for a while. You started in one of the earlier iterations of the course, and then you stuck with us through Mastermind, and then you just completed our spring semester of the Create Your Skincare Professional Edition. And what's exciting is that you really went from ground zero to complete finished brand through the Create Your Skincare programs. So I would love to know first kind of how you got into wanting to make skincare. What out of all of the things that you could have possibly done, because you're not in skincare or wellness, you came from a different background. So can you give us a little bit about your backstory and how you came to wanting to make Native2Nature?
Sure. So ever since I was a little girl, I had my own skin issues. I had eczema when I was younger, and then I came back when I was in college. And then I came back again when I was planning my wedding. Go figure. And then I also am more prone to blemishes. So I've always been interested in skincare, not necessarily making it, but seeking it out. I tried a ton of different brands, and I know so many people say they tried everything, and I feel like I fit that category pretty well. And then my mom was diagnosed with leukemia, and she's alive and well with us today.
Good.
Great, yeah. But when that happened, it was kind of a turn of seeking whatever medication to seeking more holistic, your entire body, different wellness options for that. So then that's when I went on the avenue to find something that fit my skin type that was natural, and not natural in the sense of walking into Walmart and it says natural, but natural as
not the same thing, people, not the same thing.
Not the same thing, but like unrefined oils and unrefined oils only, and essential oils, but not essential oils from Walgreens.
Some of the big box stores, or even some of the big brands that are recognizable out there. Yeah. And I just want to take a quick break. Like in Create Your Skincare, we have a couple students who really are ingredient gurus, I call them. They really just seek out the highest possible quality. I see them posting in all of the smaller, like kind of underground ingredient groups and ingredient like co-ops where people are actually going to different countries to buy these ingredients right from the source. I see them posting. They are really, really just experts on locating the best quality, unrefined, organic, fair trade ingredients that are possible at this point in time on this planet with the humans that are producing them. So Tasha is one of those people. And so that's another thing that I just love about the students that come in to Create Your Skincare, is that they just have these really strong passions for ethical sourcing and sustainability and all of that.
Yeah, so essential oils, unrefined, all that like quality sourcing was super important to me. And I remember, so to start the class, it is a little bit of a financial commitment.
Yeah.
I talked it over with my husband, and I was working a 9-to-5. And I was like, this is something that I'm really interested in, because I would go to farmers markets, and so then I started shopping kind of like boutique skincare, and I still wasn't finding exactly what I wanted, something that I agreed with packaging or ingredients or customer service. So then I decided that I needed to be that person for other people like me who really wanted to find someone that they could trust for quality, customer service, and kind of like I tried to be the full package. So So then I took the class, and it's funny that because I've been doing it a couple years now, and I remember when I was studying, because I would like bring my material with me like in the vehicle when me and my husband would go fishing. I'd be like studying in the car and studying in the boat, and I was really into it and treating it like it was a college course. I've been out of college for years now, but it was kind of fun because it wasn't something that I was forced to take because I needed a certain credit amount, but it was something that I was really passionate to take. So that made me want to learn, and it made things stick a lot more than a couple college courses. So I remember when vitamin E is an antioxidant, vitamin E is an antioxidant, and how I had to memorize that, and now where I am, and it's like the back of my hand, like, of course vitamin E is an antioxidant. So then I move on. So it's so fun to have a starting point and just learn from other people, especially through the Create Your Own Skincare program. And just talking and having that communication and the Facebook page and how important that has been for me. But yeah, so overall, I've created my skincare brand because I wanted to really serve the people that kind of were like myself in sense of searching. And then would you like me to talk more about like my branding, like what specifically it is for? Or?
I would love to. I would love to have you talk about, you know, how you got to the Native to Nature brand, because I know that was a process for you that, you know, we worked together for a long time to help you kind of hone that down and come up with the name. And that's anyone who's tried to name anything for a business, it is harder than naming a child. Like it really, really is. Because, you know, when you have a kid and you kind of expect that they're going to have the same name as someone else, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when you are making a product that you are trying to market and sell, nobody else can have it. And there are also different versions of the name that if it's too close, you can't have that name either. Right. So that was a super fun process, wasn't it, Tasha?
Yeah, I thought I had a name for like a year, and it's something that I started on Instagram. I was like, I'm just gonna kind of like dip my toes in the water. And then I went and I looked on GoDaddy domain, and so it was a process. And then I talked to a lawyer, and I recommend you doing that because just the paperwork part of it and the legal aspects, you can't know everything. So it's really good. Like skincare, find someone who does skincare, right? It's awesome to wear a bunch of different hats. But it's also really cool to find a certain brand that serves that population, and that's really what they focus on. So yeah, Native to Nature, honestly, it took me probably, and this is not supposed to be discouraging, but it took me about 2 years to think of the name, or even longer. I can't even remember. But it's been something that was in the back of my mind, and I like even visited my brother down in Florida, got up early in the morning, went to the beach. I was like writing stuff in sand. I sent it to Rachel. I was like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And then I was heading out the door for Bible study one day, and then I was like, Native to Nature. And I was like, that sounds awesome. It completely agrees with my brand concept because everything in it is native to nature, right? I didn't want people to think that I added a bunch of synthetic fragrances or ingredients. So that was really straightforward. But then also I was like, someone's got to have that. So there's no way. And then I did more research, and I asked the trademark guy to go in and look, and he's like, no, I think we're good. So trademarking takes months and months and months. So I would say if you are trying or wanting to start a brand and trademarking is important for you, that get on it right away, because it's definitely not something you want to just leave off. I'm still in the process of trademarking. Everything sounds really good. I'm hoping it goes through. Trademark guy says it's looking good, but who knows? So, and I've got my name out there now. So it's just easier to do it beforehand because I think it can take up to a year. But again, it's better to do it than never do it, because then no one can come in and try to like mimic you. And then their products might be like not so great quality. And then they might associate that with your name, and you don't really want like to tarnish what you've done for your branding.
Yeah, that's a really important point. And I also just want to point out that even though it did take you a long time, Tasha, to come up with the perfect name and the perfect logo and the branding and everything, it's not like that's all you were doing for that time. You were still doing massive amounts of research and development and continuing education and continuing to, you know, post in the group about, you know, different things you were working on and checking with me about percentages and checking in and staying connected, but you were just doing everything that a business owner is doing. Just finding the name is one aspect of it. But what I want to communicate to anyone who is considering starting a skincare brand and they're like, oh my God, well, what if I'll never be able to name it? Don't let that part of it or the trademark part of it hold you back, because when you have a business, there's always something to do. There's always something to do, both on the learning side of it, and then the doing side when it comes to, if it's skincare, the formulation, the shopping for ingredients, the experimentation, tweaking. I mean, how many times have we talked about tweaking when it comes to, okay, maybe that preservative system didn't work. Maybe that emulsifier didn't hold products together. Maybe I don't want to use that emulsifier anymore. What can I use instead? So there is a whole bunch of research and development that does go into making even one product. And even if it's a simple product that does not contain any preservatives or emulsifiers, and this is an example of that. This is an oil serum that is a blend of beautiful natural plant-based oils. This has kiwi seed oil. This has red raspberry, rose hip, borichi, elderberry extract, and then some beautiful essential oils, and then some good vibes as well. And it does not, so a product like this does not need to have a preservative necessarily or an emulsifier, because it doesn't have any water in it. And we teach you how to balance out these types of formulations, not just with ingredients that work together logically in the bottle, but also who are you formulating for and what types of ingredients are going to be best for that person, whether it's a single person if you're custom blending, or if you are making products that are going to be sold online or sold in a farmer's market, like I know you've done before. Mm-hmm. So there's always a lot to do. So don't let one little detail that does take a long time hold you up, because there's always something else you can be doing to fill that time. Right. And honestly, Tasha, I mean, if you didn't do it that way, I feel like you would have had a completely different product line. You kind of had to go through that process of finding the name in order to further refine the brand and even the formulations. Because even recently you've come back to me and you're like, I have a question about, you know, these percentages or labeling this. What do I do about this? Mm-hmm. So it's just, this is a process that there is no end. You're always refining and you're always tweaking. And that's something that Tasha has really embraced, that part of the process. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to feature you, because when it comes to the process of being a skincare business owner, a formulator, but also business owner, you haven't shied away from some of the harder parts of it. If anything, you've dove into them and you've embraced them, while you're still doing kind of the fun stuff like the design and ingredients and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see where Native2Nature goes and to watch it grow. And it really looks, from my perspective, like you're making your choices very purposefully. So I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I want to get back to Create Your Skincare Professional Edition and ask you, what was kind of your favorite part of that experience?
My favorite part of the professional edition was, I think, hearing from other professionals that you had live and be able to ask them questions, because a lot of times I've signed up for webinars and then I hear people talk, but I've never really had the opportunity to ask them questions. And Rachel will confirm this. I'm a question asker. I'm not afraid to ask questions. I love to learn about it. And I really want to know everything I can know about it, because when customers ask me questions, I want to know. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can say, I'll get back to you later if you can't answer the question. But I really want to be knowledgeable about specific ingredients, and even like from the marketing standpoint, because I'm the type of person who is not that people are into confrontation, but I want to be able to present myself as professionally as possible. So in listening to your webinars and being able to ask them questions throughout the webinar, it was really helpful and useful to me. And as well as using the Facebook tool just to hop on, because once in a while I'll be like formulating something like completely different or new. And I'll be like, oh no, what about this percentage? Or, I don't know everything right now. So I'm still open to learning, and that was a really big part of it, because you can Google all you want and you can Pinterest till your face turns blue, but until you actually have like accurate information where it's going to talk about preserving and even the marketing side of things, it's probably not going to go super far. And it's preference. But for me, I wanted to make this like a little side career, because someday when we have kiddos, I want to be able to stay home with them, but yet still financially contribute. And that is important to me. And I feel like through the Pro Edition, it really helped me with the marketing part and with actually putting things into place. The first, for creating your skincare, really helped me with the percentages and whatnot. But then the second one, or the Pro Edition, was more about really like honing in and like owning what you want to do with it and where to go with it.
Right. And just to clarify for those of you who have not been familiar with Create Your Skincare for a while, we used to have separate versions. We don't anymore. We now have the personal edition, which is for people who are looking to kind of do this for themselves and their families, but don't necessarily want to have a business. And then we have the professional edition, which is for people who do want to have a skincare business or already have a skincare business or are in practice as an esthetician or a health coach, anyone who works with a skincare client who wants to offer either a signature skincare line in their practice or custom skincare to their clients. Mm-hmm. And you will learn all of the formulation bits from the earlier versions of the course. Every bit of the formulation curriculum is in the professional edition. But what's different about it is that we also intersperse the branding, the marketing, the legal, the organization, the management skills into every level of the course. Because what I found when I taught them kind of separately is we would have people who would go through the first version of the course and be like, yay, I can formulate this brand. And then, oh, I have no idea what to do with it now. And then when they started taking the marketing part of it and the business part of it, they realized that some of the earlier decisions that they had made when they were learning to formulate weren't actually on brand or as profitable or as marketable as they could be. So I want people thinking about marketable decisions and purposeful decisions that are good business decisions, in addition to, wow, that's a really cool ingredient that I want to have in my product because it's awesome and it smells great and feels great and oh my God, right? Mm-hmm. And Tasha, how many cool ingredients are there that we have
1,000 million
from this beautiful planet that we share, right? There's so many tempting ingredients out there. So I really want to help people make decisions for ingredient selections that are not only just really cool ingredients, but also that are like, hey, that actually makes a lot of sense in your product, in the actual bottle itself, with the other ingredients you have in here, but also for your client, for your target customer, and from a marketing and business standpoint as well.
Right.
Cool. So based on the experience that you've had in Create Your Skincare Professional Edition, what advice would you give to someone who is considering taking the course?
So before I made that decision, I was on the fence about it. And I wanted to do it, but it was more of talking my husband into it at that point. But then also it was something I was super passionate about. And I can tell you for certain that if I wouldn't have taken the course, I would be making sugar scrubs and just putting jojoba on my face and that's it. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I wouldn't be where I am right now at all today. And it has been a journey and a process. And if you go into a business thinking there's not going to be any hiccups, you're just going to feel awful the whole time, right? Because there's going to be hiccups. And just kind of what Rachel said, you have to kind of embrace it, expect the best, but also prepare for things not going on. Because
it's true.
You want to keep like your positive energy going. And that's something that Rachel said that I have put in my products. And it's so funny. I just have to add this. I make my skincare around Himalayan salt lamps, and I like unplug all the electronics around me that I can, because I feel that like your energy really like does resonate or go into your product.
Absolutely.
So I just had to add that. But if you feel passionate about doing something and you're on the fence, I'd say sleep on it. And if you're a person of prayer, pray about it or talk to a friend. But I think that so many people miss opportunities that they're passionate about because maybe society feels the need to tell you like, well, you won't make it, or, you know, and I just think we really have to push those thoughts out of our head, because you can listen to negative thoughts all day long, but really it's the positive ones that are going to make the impactful, like life decisions in your own life that much more effective. So if you're on the fence, I'd say do it, because it's really not crazy expensive, right? It's complete, from what I got out of it, it was ridiculously helpful. And again, I wouldn't be where I am today. I left my 9-to-5 to pursue this. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have had the guts to do that. I'm not saying I'm making the same amount of money, but I'm a lot happier where I am.
And you're just getting started.
Yeah,
so you
right.
have to start somewhere. You are making money, which is something.
Sure, right.
So it's a huge thing. You took that leap. Yep. You're already seeing reward. You're already growing a following, and you have a good head about it. You're not making decisions based just on impulse. You're thinking it through, right. But you're also taking risk. You have a good balance of risk and being methodical about it that I think is really necessary for a successful business person. So I see amazing things for you in the future of Native to Nature, and I would love for you to share kind of what's next. So where are you at now? You're online. You just launched your website.
Yep. I just launched my website. I'm going to officially, I haven't really told too many people about it. I haven't launched it on Facebook or my Instagram or told family and friends.
Well, we're going to do that.
Yeah. So that's kind of my next step. But also I'm just got done formulating my next serum. So that will be my next product for this next season. And it'll be called Outdoorsy Cool Weather Serum.
Perfect.
So I specialize, my niche, however you say it, is for those who like to be outdoors, because I'm outdoorsy and I honestly didn't really see it on the market. I'm sure someone does it somewhere, but it wasn't as popular as maybe aging, which yes, people are very interested in that. But I wanted something for people when they're outside. So something that's going to protect and restore your skin. So my warm weather is for the warmer weather. Mm-hmm. The reason why I didn't call it summer and winter is because people in California and Florida, their cool weather is still pretty warm sometimes. Right. But my cool weather serums will be coming out. I actually just distributed a few different samples to some family and friends who have drier skin, because that is kind of what winter looks like. Your skin kind of the moisture really gets
kind of yep. Just
pulls
it all in.
Right. My skin doesn't do that per se. It gets a little bit dry, but not as crazy. So again, what Rachel was saying in terms of designing skincare for your ideal person or ideal clientele, I know that I'll probably use my warm weather serum throughout the year. But so then I wanted to test it on real people who are going to give me real feedback about it. Yeah. So my next serum will be coming out next month. I have all the ingredients. Actually, I'm getting my shipment today, so I'm super pumped.
Yay!
Yeah, and because I chose not to take out a personal loan for my business, so it's something that I kind of have to gradually grow, which is okay. Because if I were to come out with a big line right away, I think for my personality, it would have been too overwhelming. So kind of know your limits in yourself and what you can handle and what you have time to handle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun.
I think that's a really big point, and I'm glad you made that, because a lot of people worry, well, how am I going to fund this thing? What if I can't get a loan? What if I don't want to take on a loan right now? What if I don't have anyone helping me? And I'll tell you, for my business, I did not start my business with a loan. I self-funded my business and chose to grow it slowly as well. And when you have a product and you start too big too fast, I've seen it happen too many times that people just end up losing money. Mm-hmm. They end up with product they can't sell because they haven't adequately tested the market. They end up with too much product than they can sell because they just not only haven't they tested the market, but they just don't have an audience. They don't have a customer already. They haven't done that part of it. And it's really easy to get super excited and be like, oh my God, look at my beautiful labels and all these bottles. And I just got a big crate of this from wherever. But going slowly there's really a lot of wisdom in that, because you're learning every step of the way, and the decisions that you're making for your spending are going to be a lot more thought out. I want to reflect back to the Herbal Skincare Summit. That's something that Kevin Gianni actually did advise, Kevin from Anne Marie Skincare. And he said, what I would recommend to anyone is start with one really kick-ass serum and market the heck out of it and sell it, and then see what happens and make your decisions next from there. And I think that's really sound advice, because really one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when they start these brands is that they just have too many products, and they're still going for that quantity over quality. And I really want my students to go for quality always, never sacrifice quality for quantity.
Right.
Awesome.
And some people, I mean, I know a gal, she's at the farmer's market. She does things a little bit differently. She works with a lab, so she doesn't really formulate herself, but she took out a $40,000 loan, and she's got, like 18 products. She is doing well, but again, she's not the formulator. So it kind of just depends where you want to put your time and money into, and how well you want to know your products. I talk to the people who I buy my oils from. Like, I'll call them up and ask them questions about it to make sure that it's exactly what I want. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's so important. I really always say that, when you're choosing skincare ingredients and where you're getting them from, it's really the same type of thing as knowing where your food that you eat comes from. So we always, in health coaching and functional nutrition, we always say, know your farmer, know where your food is coming from, how local is it, how fresh is it, and all of that. So that's definitely something that you do, and that's something that we teach you to do and Create Your Skincare Professional Edition. So I really like to translate skincare as truly food for not just the skin, but the body, because we cannot separate the skin from the rest of the body, since all of our systems are so intimately connected. Tasha, is there anything else that you would like to share, either about Create Your Skincare Professional Edition or Native to Nature?
I guess my like number one advice is go for it and learn along the way, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you choose to take the course, you are investing time and money into it. And with that, don't be afraid that your question is going to sound stupid or not, or just look up my name if you're part of the Facebook group, because I ask a whole bunch of questions. Feel free to reach out too. I'd be happy to chat with someone about whatever for skincare. So just go for it and be confident in yourself, and don't lose confidence if you get to the marketing situation and maybe something doesn't go exactly how you want, because if you aim to please everyone, you will please no one. So really just know yourself and be confident in what you're doing.
Excellent. And where can people find you? Where can people purchase Native to Nature products and find you online?
So at Native2NatureSkincare.com.
It's number 2, right?
Yeah, it's number 2, Native2NatureSkincare.com. I don't know if that's reverse, but .com. You can purchase it on there. I also have a Facebook group if you want to follow me, because I really like taking pictures, and I'm a visual person.
You take really beautiful pictures too. I love your Instagram.
Thank you. So Instagram, I'm on there, and I'm on Facebook. I'm selling on Etsy, but I'm gonna kind of shy away from that now that I have my own website.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we're going to make sure to put all of those links in the show notes for this episode of the Rachel Pontillo Show, but also in the blog post that we're going to put on rachelpontillo.com. And then we're also going to feature you in our student showcase on the Create Your Skincare website. So I'm going to get Native to Nature all over the place. And I encourage everyone to check out Native to Nature. And also, if you are someone who is thinking about whether this is for you, you're not quite sure, I do offer complimentary skincare business consultations to anyone who is serious in learning more about Create Your Skincare Professional Edition and joining us in one of our upcoming live semesters. So you can go to createyourskincare.com and schedule that appointment there. And you can also enroll in the course directly right from that website. All right. Well, Tasha, thank you so much for joining me today. I really am just so excited for you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Amazing. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and my iTunes channel. And my goodness, if you were inspired by Tasha's story, please share this with your friends, because we want to inspire anyone who is considering starting a skincare business to go for it. So thank you all for being here. Thank you again, Tasha. And I will be back again soon with another episode. Until then, have a beautiful day.